I first came into contact with Stacy as a true colleague when she was one of the 2 researchers on the Illinois School Bullying Prevention Task Force in 2010. And one of the first things we did, and we partnered with the College of Education, including Stacy and a number of her students, we developed what we call the Bias-Based Bullying Survey, which is 30 questions around bullying, but specifically around bias-based bullying. And so when we talk about bullying, we talk about power imbalance, and often, as we've learned from research, those imbalances of power often stem from discrimination or bias against sexual orientation and gender identity.
Working with Stacy and her team with the College of Education has been able to help us here at the Alliance with research. Research is what they do best. Researching GSAs across the state, surveying young people, finding out how they're feeling in their schools, how they're feeling in their gay-straight alliances, and we were able to take a lot of that information and put that into practice.
We've developed this great relationship with the team from the College of Education and the university, and I know that sometimes, in my experience, the relationship between schools and universities, particularly research teams, can be a little perceived as a little one-sided. Schools are sometimes suspicious about researchers coming in, or they view it as a disruption or something that they don't want to become involved in. And we have developed a really great two-sided relationship.
The College of Education was an early member of the Coalition for Education on Sexual Orientation. And through that collaboration, I was one of the primary evaluators on the first federal grant that we got to understand how to do safe schools work in 3 different school communities in Illinois. Research on what's happening in schools with young people is really good information and evidence to get people mobilized and to action. So if you have a report that says 83% of your students are saying that, they hear "that's so gay" in the hallway, and it's about kids in that school or young people in that school, that is evidence and data that school personnel, principals, leaders pay attention to. So the evaluation research we've done over the past decade or more in partnership has been critical to both keeping the training current, up-to-date, relevant, all of those kinds of things. When Lauren called me to tell me that the College of Education was being honored as Ally of the Year, I was pretty floored. It's not something I've ever thought about because the work has just been so organic and we've been doing it collaboratively, so I don't think of us as sometimes a separate entity from the Alliance. To have Lauren call and say the brunch committee really wanted to honor the College of Ed and the work I've done as a part of the College of Ed, it was really great. It felt like a really excellent way to make sense of why I've been involved with this organization for so long and really honor the people in my college who have been courageous leaders around these issues. The work of the Alliance is on mission with the College of Education, which is about social justice and impacting lives around issues of racial equity, racial justice, and other kinds of social justice. So it just feels like a great way to start the school year.
I think Katya is being honored because of her amazing, incredible dedication to the Alliance and to the work of social justice in general. She has an extremely sound and understanding and grasp of anti-oppression work, and wholeheartedly is dedicated to the work, and it's quite impressive and inspiring. And the significance of Katya being an ally in the work is that she is able to challenge other people who identify as allies and people who don't, and she's able to speak from a completely different perspective. There tends to be in our work the person who validates an issue because they're outside of that realm, and Katya makes sure to say, I'm an ally, I'm not validating or speaking for others, but I'm here to push forward the people most affected. I'm here to hold up and do what I can to fight injustice and to push back against oppression.
Katya is driven, she is smart, she is passionate, and she understands the intersections of our work better than most people. I think that the Alliance is really at a critical point to begin expanding the capacity of our youth organizing work. I think that the future of the Alliance is going to be that young people are leaders of change in all areas of our work. that rather than having one group of young people who are tasked solely with all of this work, that we are going to have young people interwoven through all areas of working towards justice.
When I got involved with the Alliance, I wasn't really sure what the Alliance even was. I was introduced to it by a friend who was on the youth committee. He told me about it and he's like, oh, it's really cool. We talk about LGBT issues and I know you're very supportive. Would you like to come? And I said yes. And then I fell in love with the organization and I stayed. When David called me and told me that I was Activist of the Year for this year, I think the first thing I said was, can I do that? Like, is that something I can do? Because I had transitioned off the youth committee. And then that was the day that we were going to have our goodbyes to everyone who was leaving the youth committee. So I was very emotional because these people that I think are so amazing see something amazing about me. I've done a few interviews before talking about the amazing work that other Activists of the Years are doing, and then here it is flip side, and that I feel very honored.